Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Ex Libris Crafts. I'm Karynjean, a face you haven't seen in a very long time, and I just wanted to say hi and thank you for being here. I am extremely tired today, but I wanted to give you an update as to what's going on. I just heard the dog barking because I'm in the craft space with the door closed and she can't get to me. And the reason that is because I have the air conditioner on in here. Anyway, a lot of stuff's been going on in my life personally. There's a big life update. Am I moving? Am I not moving? What's going on with my brother? Have we found a place for him? Just all the things. And also, what I am supposed to be doing today, as it is Friday and tomorrow is Saturday, the bridal shower for my honorary daughter, and I'm supposed to be making a quilt for her. And have I even started it? I'll let you guess the answer to that question. Hopefully I'll get it done in time. I don't know. I'm just really exhausted. Am I moving? Am I not moving? Let's talk about that first. I have no idea. That is a conversation, an in-depth conversation I need to have with my daughter. Because my grandson, who is going into 10th grade, so he graduates high school in 3 years, last time she and I spoke about this issue, she was saying how, well, once he graduates high school, they might move like down to the Carolinas or something. And I said, well, then there's absolutely no sense in me selling my house now to buy a house only to have to sell a house again in 3 years. I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to do that, especially since the interest rate I have on my current mortgage is pre-pandemic interest rates. It's like under 4%. So it would be double if I sell and move now. So that is a conversation we're still having. But my brother, and the reason why I'm so exhausted today is that we were able to find a place for him. It's a senior apartment, part of the Greater Wesleyan Family Presbyterian Senior Living. It's a very large organization. I am very familiar with them. I'm very supportive of them. And it's an apartment for special needs for the hearing impaired. And the thing is, it's a 3-hour drive away in the middle of Pennsylvania, west of Harrisburg, in a place called Huntingdon, which is where Juniata College is located. So yesterday we drove out there, took a tour of the place, saw the actual apartment. The doctor's office actually practically shares a parking lot with the apartment. It's not a very big building. So I was able to walk over there and set up an appointment for a new patient with him. Anyway, I am kind of rambling. That apartment becomes available September 1st. So that is when we're hoping to move him into it. And it really is going to be, I think, the best thing for him. It's something he can afford on his own. Yes, he's going to be probably one of the youngest, if not the youngest people there, because it's for 62 and older, and he's 64. And also he's a man, and most of the people there are women because women live longer than men. So we met quite a few of them when we were there yesterday, but it was a 3-hour drive there. We were there 2-3 hours, 3-hour drive back, exhausted. And on top of that, it's been a very busy week for me because I went and bought a car this week. New car to me, obviously it's a used car. And the reason I did that was September, I would have to have rented a car for this weekend for the bridal shower. But then in September, 3 weekends are booked. I have the wedding, then I have to go to my daughter's because they have a wedding they're going to in South Carolina. And then I have a baby shower to go to down in Maryland. And the wedding I'm going to, my honorary daughter's wedding, is at the Jersey Shore. So anyway, it's just very busy. It's like, that's it. It's time to buy a car. And I went into the dealership because they had a used Tiguan there. And I have ridden in a Tiguan, and I really loved it. But that was like the luxury Tiguan, and the one they had on the lot was the bare bones Tiguan. I'm like, okay, what else do you have here? So I'm still laughing about this. So what I wound up buying was actually a Cadillac SUV. Let me tell you, talk about, Cadillac equals luxury, right? Especially for those of us here in the United States of a certain age where, take the keys to the caddy really meant something. So anyway, so that's a snapshot of what's going on. I am going to be traveling in August. This is the end of September, right? And listen to me, September, end of July right now. Sissy and I are going to be traveling down to Delaware the first weekend in August for a few days because it's our friend's birthday. We're going to go see them. And then at the end of August, I'll be going up to Cape Cod to visit with my brother and sister-in-law. I haven't seen them in 2 years. It's been 2 years. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that'll be my last little rest before all hell breaks loose here. But small snapshot. As you can see, like I said, I'm exhausted. This is bedhead. I am in my pajamas, and that's just how we're going to roll today. Yeah, vanity, thy name is woman, is not for me, right? This is what you get. So I do have the fabric for the quilt. Really, that has been the longest thing. Letting the fabric speak to me, coming up with how I want the quilt to look like, and then I wound up having to order a different fabric, and I'll explain that to you all in just a minute. But what we're going to do now is going to swing you around. My table here is very clear, but I'm not going to be really working here. I'm going to be working behind me at the sewing machine. Unless I can pull the sewing machine over here. But the sewing machine's behind me, so I need to clean off that workspace a little bit. Excuse me. Need to cut the fabric. So, and also the craft table, which is where I'm going to be laying things out, is covered. Of course, it's, it's like your junk drawer. So we need to do some straightening up before we can actually do some cutting of the fabric. So let's take a look and see what all this is going to look like, and let's get to work. Okay, a quick reminder. There's the sewing machine. Actually, I have to replace it with my other sewing machine, but I'm going to have to take these things off so I have more room there. Slowly I turn, and here we go, right? I need to clean this up first, and then over here with the piles of fabric. This is the inspiration fabric for the quilt. This is the fabric that I had ordered. I thought I was going to use this fabric, but it's a directional fabric, and the quilt square that I decided to do, I don't want it directional. So I'm using these. When I talked to my daughter, I said, I need to know favorite colors, what your favorite color is, and what your fiance's favorite color is. Her fiance's favorite color is a sky blue, and Tasha's favorite color is rainbow. So there we go. And of course, they are two women getting married. It is an interracial couple. This is going to, and this is the inspiration fabric. So this is going to be, yeah. So these are the quilt fabrics. I will use this fabric probably. If I don't know if I'm going to do a border around the quilt or not, but I need to put these fabrics away, figure out what I'm doing with them. Those are fabrics I bought for my daughter's quilt. Need to put all this away. So, let's get to work. Okay, it was a quick cleanup, and really the way I clean, I just move piles. Things are just moved off and piled away. I've calculated that the quilt is going to be 36 squares, okay? So I need to cut out 36 of these, and here is my 6-inch square, which is actually a 6.5-inch square. So I need to calculate this depending upon the hands. So, like, here's a set of hands. Let's see where our center is. I think I want to do I'm going to try to do a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Usually I do a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but I want a larger seam allowance to hopefully lengthen the life of the quilt. Now, so this, here we go. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4 inch, right? Would that do? Is that right? That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 3? No, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be more or less the center. Now, I can, with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, if I move this over 1/2 inch, how big am I cutting these? That's a whole inch here. 5 inches? Can I make it even bigger than 5 inches? If I can make it a 6 inch square to have a 5 inch finished square, let's see, a 5 inch finished square would be 2.5, 5, 2.5, where's the center? 2.5, 2.5, no, that's not right. I'm having difficulty. I'm obviously holding the camera with my left hand, so I'm not quite seeing things. Okay, I'm going to cut out 36 hands and I'll be back. It is the day after the bridal shower. As you can see, I've been very busy. The quilt is nowhere near done, but I will show you what I have done. Is I was able to do 4 squares and sew them together so you get an idea. Oh, I'm sorry. You get an idea of what the quilt's going to look like. Bear with me just a second. Okay, there it is. I took it to the shower yesterday and I gave it to them and I said, you're going to have to, I'm going to need that back though, because it's 4 squares, 32 to go. The squares are like 11 inch square when it's all said and done. Sorry. So here is, let's see if I can do this. It's a little bit wrinkly, sorry. So the square goes to where you see the rainbow fabric. That is the square. So we have the square rainbow fabric, then white, blue, and rainbow. And what I'm envisioning when it's all said and done is that because the beginning square is dark and everything else is light, that it'll pop. Also, as you can see, I did cut out 3 squares where I had the hands in the center, but I was wasting a lot of fabric that way. So then I just cut 3 squares regular, and quite honestly, there they are. It's perfectly fine, I think. And then that leaves me a lot of the fabric. It's in here somewhere at the bottom, so that I can then do the binding, the framing fabric around it. I'll do it in that fabric as well. So there we go. Now I have time to do it. I'm totally exhausted. My back is really sore, which is not really a concern of mine. It's just, well, hold on a second. Whoop! There we go. I forgot I have this chair lowered because the table with the sewing machine on it is lower than the work table. So anyway, yeah, my back is sore. I'm not concerned about it. The problem I have, I think, is because I'm at the not the sewing machine, the ironing board. And ironing, I think that's really what kills my back, because aside from standing there, I'm also moving, up here, the arm and the shoulder, which sets off the neck, and then it goes down to the back, I think. So in my extremely uneducated opinion regarding these things, that is, I believe, what is making my back so sore. That, and I got the car 4 days ago, and I've been doing a lot of driving with it. So today is Sunday. It is the Olympics. So I've been watching different things there, eliminations and stuff. But anyway, I have time to work on the quilt now. And packing up the house. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, just... my daughter and I had a conversation yesterday. Am I moving? Am I not moving? When am I moving? And we decided that, she decided, I guess, I don't know, that she is where she is for at least 4 more years, because my grandson has to graduate high school, and then depending upon what he's doing after that. So she's not planning on moving anywhere anytime soon. So I will move. And also, there's the question of, is she going to have a baby? Is she not going to have a baby? So there we go. I am going to go lay down for a little while to rest my back. But I realize that this is not paper play that I'm doing right now. We're doing more fabric play. And I hope you're enjoying this process as much as you enjoy the process of me making a journal. Although you're really not getting to see much of the process of me making the quilt. But anyway, so thank you so much for your time and attention. I know it's been a long time. Hopefully my next video won't be 2 months later. Okay, you take care. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.